With the release of Fantasy Premier League for this season, I have drafted a team, and today I will show you who I have chosen. So before we get into it, please consider subscribing, and I hope you enjoy. In goal for at least the first game, I have chosen new Brighton goalie Bart Verbruggen. The reason for this is that he will surely start, and as Brighton have Luton on the opening day, it is a great opportunity for a first clean sheet, and he is also only priced at 4.5 mil. Here is my back line. Saliba is a near world-class defender and will keep multiple clean sheets this season for Arsenal, with their first game being against Forest. He is a great option priced at 5 million. Alexander-Arnold is my next player, and he is a must-have for Fantasy Premier League, as towards the end of the season he played as a midfielder but in the game is listed as a defender, meaning he is more inclined to grab assists and goals while being a defender in your team. He is of course expensive at 8 million but is crucial for points. Sven Botman is the cheapest outfield player in my team, priced at just 4.5 million. He is Newcastle's starting centre-back and is bound to get many clean sheets. They kick off the season against Aston Villa, so perhaps he may not get a clean sheet with Villa having a very good window, but he is a very cheap and quality option to have. Lastly, in my defensive line is the machine John Stones. A treble winner with City last season, and similarly to Trent, he plays a more offensive role than your standard centre-back. 5.5 million isn't that expensive, and he is likely to keep a clean sheet against Burnley on the opening day. He also got a fair share of goals and assists last season. Moving on to midfield, I have chosen 4 players here. First up is Martin Odegaard. Another quite expensive player at 8.5 million, but he is sure to get many goals and assists. He recorded the most goals from a midfielder last season, and with Arsenal having a decent start to the season, he is another important player to have in your team. Saka is another Arsenal player I've got in my team, and very similarly to Odegaard, he is sure to get many goals and score your team loads of points each game week. Big game player. Next is an interesting one. I have put new Man United signing Mason Mount into my team, as I think he is a player who will benefit massively from a change of scenery and will get off to a great start at his new club. He has proved himself as a great Fantasy Premier League asset in previous seasons and kicks off the season with a winnable game in Wolves. Up next is Eberechi Eze. I think he is a very underrated player to have in your team, as towards the end of last season he got many goals and assists and was probably at one point the most informed player in the league. He also has a history of scoring against Sheffield United, and with them being Palace's opening day fixture, he will surely get some points on the board. On to attackers, there is only one option every team should have, and that is of course Erling Haaland. A goal machine last season, he is sure to keep up his records and score lots more this season too. He is, to be fair, the most expensive every player at 14 million, but I have managed to fit him in and build around him here, and so should you. Next to him I have Evan Ferguson. It might be a controversial one as he isn't a guaranteed starter, but with Brighton starting off against Luton Town he could potentially grab a goal, so I have him there. In terms of captains, I have of course captained Erling Haaland and vice-captain Eberechi Eze. On the bench I have Nick Pope as my keeper, and to be honest he may quickly become my starting keeper as he is probably more likely to keep clean sheets than Verbruggen, but as Brighton have Luton, that is why Pope sits out for game week 1. He is my next player, and for someone who is a nailed-on starter for Palace and is a very good player also and England international, a price of 4.5 million is great for him, and once again he could get many starts for me this season in my team. Next I've got Kovacic, the new City recruit. You can never tell who Guardiola has plans to start, but I'm sure Kovacic will get many games this season. Mateta is my final starter as he was cheap and does play regularly for Palace but does lack a goal threat and also could leave this season. Of course it is early in the window, so this team isn't completely nailed on, but I certainly like the look of it. So see you next time everyone, thank you for watching. Bye.